Warning, this is a long read. My first time playing Doors to the Mind was on February 2nd, and it was not what I expected it to be. It took me around 7 minutes to become relaxed and ready. I remember during this time I felt a tightening around my throat and a heaviness on my chest. My hallway had red shag carpet in the middle and wood on the rest of the floor. The walls and the trim was white. There was an orange door to my left and a white door on my right. I had a short orange bob, bright blue tank top, and an orange miniskirt. I didn't look like myself at all. I didn't have any pockets, but I had a key. I decided to go into the orange door, which had a gold doorknob. They all had gold doorknobs, FYI. There was nothing inside, so I went to the white door. I turned on the light and the room was wooden. Floors, walls, everything. It was not like lumber you buy at a store, instead what old rotting houses are made of. On the right there was a wooden rocking chair. There was a mouse hole, so I went into it. I arrived in a room with red walls and white trim. There was a black bookshelf and a white door. I began to feel panicked, so I went through the door and arrived back into the wooden room. There was a window, so I went through it. There was a hill with pine trees. The building I was in was white and only had one floor, and it seemed to go on forever. I went back inside and into the hallway. It had changed slightly as the wood floors were now white. I went through a white door and there was nothing. I went back into the hallway and there was a red door. I opened it and found nothing. Back in the hallway I found a green door with a black handle. I turned on the light and was back in the wooden room. I went through the hole and found myself back in the red room. I went through the door and found myself back in the wooden room. I again felt panic but managed to get back into the hallway. I found a green door again. There was nothing in there. I walked down the hallway this time. I found an orange door. I went inside and was back in the red room. I went over to the bookshelf. There was an orange book and a friendly-looking man with brown hair, maybe in his 40s. He left quickly, but he left me a piece of peppermint candy. I went back into the hallway. I walked down the hallway for a bit. On my right there was a stairway. I went up the stairway. I went back down and went back through the hallway. There was 2 white doors that I couldn't really see. I went to one and it was dark inside. I turned on the light and I was in the wooden room again. In the rocking chair was the Midnight Man. I asked it to go away, but it stayed. I at this point asked, "Are you okay?" They didn't say anything, just stared at me. Despite having no face, they could stare. I left the room, and they were still with me. They didn't want to hurt me. It said I should go into the room, so I did. I turned on the light and I was in a blue room. There was a Barbie on the floor. I decided to leave the room. There was an orange door. I went back in the wooden room, and the Midnight Man was in there. He waved. I went back into the hallway and opened a green door. There was a stairway. I went up them. There was a white double door. I didn't want to go through it. I went back down the stairs. There was now a horde of Midnight Men at the bottom of the stairs. I managed to get back in the hallway. There was a yellow door at the end of the hallway. I opened the door and was back inside the blue room. There was toys everywhere and a yellow bench. I sat on the bench and played with a toy. The Midnight Man came in. My guide told me to tell him that he was not welcome. I left the room. The Midnight Men were in the hallway again. I went into a white door and was back in the wooden room. The Midnight Man was sitting in the rocking chair. I went through the hole and was back in the red room. There was a little wooden box on the floor. It had a picture of a lady that I recognized but didn't know where it was from. I was back in the hallway and back at the stairs. I was back up the stairs. The Midnight Men were there. I went through the white doors. I was back in the wooden room. The Midnight Man was there. I went through the window. I went to the pine tree, and there was but a small hole in the tree. I found a note. It read, "Dear It, you have never gone away from us. You don't know this place. Signed, Boy in Wonderland." I put it in my pocket. I was now wearing jeans and my shoes were black. I was wearing an orange shirt. I go into my pockets. I had a nickel and candy wrappers. There was a forest. The Midnight Men surrounded us. Me and the orange-haired person who I thought was me. We ran into the forest. I didn't want to, but I didn't want the girl to get hurt. It was now night, and I tripped. She continued running. I ran back to the hallway and said, "Please, come back with me." I was alone in the hallway. She was now there. She stares at me and I ask, "Why did you do this?" I'm near tears now. The one Midnight Man was back. My guide woke me up. I was really shaken up after this and I haven't played since. A deeper explanation of the Midnight Men. They can't speak and don't want to hurt anyone. I used to say that you shouldn't be afraid of the Midnight Men, but instead the tentacles that surround them. I used to draw them a lot, but I've kind of stopped. Thanks for listening.